planning on living? What are you putting into this? Her car that she was driving at the time was trash. What happens if I lose my job? I get sick. I get this, I get that. You spend money every day you step out the door.
He's telling the family that I stole his money.
I'm trying to be financially smart because you just go out and spending, and you only putting a quarter back.
She said, one thing you need to know about Legion. She said, whatever he tells you, it is a lie.
That's not it. And she did it for likes.
I thought I knew, but I truly had no idea who the fuck I married.
When Reesa Teesa first uploaded Who TF Did I Marry, she became one of the biggest breakout creators in TikTok history. Millions of people watched every part of her 50-chapter series about the man she claimed deceived her throughout their entire relationship. For a moment, Reesa wasn't just viral. She was the internet's main character.
Hi, I am Reesa Teesa. I am the creator of the Who the Did I Marry series that has been all over TikTok. I do realize that this series has gone completely viral, but I'm happy to see that people are having conversations about it. I'm happy to see that people are watching it, but more importantly, I'm happy to see that it is helping someone, even if it is just one person. That was the purpose of putting this video series up, to tell my story and to tell it detailed and in order.
But as with every viral moment, attention eventually shifts, and within weeks, Reesa Teesa went from being praised to being questioned, and then for some viewers, criticized. Today we're talking about how the internet turned on her, the claims people started making, what is verified, what is not, and how one of TikTok's biggest success stories became one of its biggest debates. Reesa's original series painted a picture of a relationship built on lies. A man who allegedly fabricated careers, finances, and entire life situations. Viewers were captivated not only by the story itself, but also by Reesa's calm, detailed storytelling style. It felt like a documentary being delivered in real time. But as the series spread, people began digging deeper. And that's where the controversy began. The first wave of criticism came from viewers who felt that some parts of her story sounded exaggerated or inconsistent. These weren't accusations of lying, more like people noticing details that didn't fully line up. Discussions began appearing across TikTok and YouTube, with creators analyzing timestamps, comparing episodes, and asking questions about parts of the narrative. Most of these concerns weren't about hard evidence. They were simply viewer curiosity. Nothing disproving her claims, just social media skepticism, which happens with every major viral story. The second wave of controversy started when Reesa's ex, the man referred to online as Legion, publicly denied her claims. He posted his own side of the story, stating that Reesa left out important context and exaggerated certain events.
I did not realize inviting him to my home, probably made his eyes go, oh shit, she's a keeper. She got this 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhouse, and I'm in like a little studio. Yeah, let me go ahead and pursue this. What I need to do to quarantine here.
Because I heard in the story where she said that we quarantined together during the pandemic. And I need to clear that up, because during the pandemic, like, we're Zooming and we FaceTime. I got her into using Apple products, iPhone, and we FaceTime. During the pandemic, she worked from home. I still had to get up and go to work. And because people at my job were coming down with COVID left and right, I didn't think it was a good idea for us to physically see each other, because COVID in Atlanta was horrible. The city was shut down. I'm not an essential worker, so our job had to apply for us to be able to be out in the morning. So I would have to get up in the morning time, go to work, and come home. I don't want to be around somebody, and I'm around people all day long. They've been out in the community moving around. So if I got sick, I'm gonna get her sick. So during the pandemic, when she said that we were together, yeah, we were talking, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were not in the same house together. It was almost 5.5 months that I didn't physically see her. I saw her like I'm seeing you. I didn't spend any time in that house with her because I didn't want to get her sick if I got sick.
It's important to note that nothing he said has been legally verified either. it's simply a direct contradiction of her account. This created a split online, people who believed Reesa and people who thought the truth might be more complicated. And once there are two conflicting stories, social media does what it always does. It starts theorizing. Some creators began making videos suggesting Reesa may have embellished parts of the timeline. These theories are unverified, but they spread fast because the audience was emotionally invested. Others argued that even if certain details were unclear, the overall story still felt believable because of how detailed and emotionally consistent it was. Meanwhile, another conversation emerged, people questioning whether Reesa's storytelling was genuinely therapeutic or whether she was capitalizing on her trauma. Again, this is opinion, not fact, but opinions spread just as quickly as allegations online. Then came the resurfacing of old clips and comments from people claiming to know her personally. Some claimed she had been involved in past drama or had behavioral issues in previous relationships. None of these claims are verified. Many of them come from anonymous sources, and they should not be taken as fact, but they became part of the social media storm surrounding her. Even stranger were the videos accusing Reesa of being manipulative, calculating, or dramatic for attention. These accusations were not based on evidence. They were simply emotional reactions that went viral because TikTok rewards bold statements. Another part of the controversy came from viewers claiming that certain details in Reesa's story didn't match public records. Some pointed out addresses, employment timelines, or background check inconsistencies that they said didn't align perfectly with her narrative. Again, very important, none of these discrepancies prove dishonesty, and many online investigators have been wrong before. But these conversations fueled the growing skepticism around her. Reesa's supporters countered by saying that you can't fact-check trauma. They pointed out that memory, stress, and emotional chaos can distort timelines. They argued that the point of the story wasn't perfect accuracy. It was the experience. And this might be where Reesa's story shifted from a personal confession to a cultural debate. People weren't just arguing about what happened in her relationship. They were arguing about storytelling ethics, truth, memory, and the responsibility influencers have when speaking to millions of viewers. As the criticism grew, some viewers accused Reesa of intentionally leaving out her own flaws in the relationship. Others questioned why the story was being told now. A few even accused her of clout chasing, though again, this is speculation, not verified fact. However, despite the backlash, one thing remains true. Reesa Teesa created one of the most gripping internet sagas in years. The impact of her series, culturally, socially, and algorithmically, is undeniable. It sparked conversations about red flags, emotional abuse, and how easily people can be deceived by someone they trust. Maybe the backlash is simply what happens when someone becomes too big too fast. Or maybe it reflects how social media consumes, supports, questions, and eventually doubts every viral figure. What's undeniable is that Reesa Teesa's story isn't just about her ex-husband. It's about the internet. It's about how we respond to drama, how we pick sides, and how quickly admiration can turn into suspicion. Whether every detail of her story is perfectly accurate or whether it's shaped by emotion and memory, one fact remains. She changed the entire internet for a moment in time. And as long as people keep watching, analyzing, and debating her story, the legend of Who TF Did I Marry isn't going anywhere.